Hey guys, so just wanted to, I'm in the middle of a project, but I'm like, dude, I need to film this. Okay, um, let's dive into it. Putting a light bar on the truck, and I got the 40-inch curve from Rough Country sitting here. I opted to do that, and then I got my grill taken off, this whole entire fender piece taken off. You have to do this on the high countries, like freaking disassemble the whole front end. Sucks. Got the piece on the top over there off. Again, we got the light bar. Already started like cutting and stuff. You can see the mess that I've made over here. So again, that fender piece sits in here and clips in. It's really annoying. But what I've done is I've taken out two grill shutters right here in the middle, and then I've cut this section to make like a shelf. And while you're like, oh, I don't want to look at that, that's ugly. Well, the light bar is going to cover everything that we have right here. So the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to make sure I trim just enough of this away and recess this back that I believe, I think, again, I've never seen this done before. If I get longer bolts, I can find a way to get it to come through this hole. It's almost exactly lined up here. And while I don't want to, mess up the structural integrity of this, right? I don't want to start bowing on this, tightening things down. But this thing's actually really, really stout, solid. So I'm going to use one of these holes instead of mounting it down here, right? Some guys are like, oh, I've made a bracket and I went to the bolt here. That's too far forward for what I'm doing. I'm recessed back. So I'm not going to do that. I could take these out and use the L brackets they come with. And again, some longer hardware, and I could mount to this. So this is, pretty stout. I think there's even a metal subframe underneath this. If there's not, actually there's not, it's just plastic. It's reinforced, kind of like that, the X spider web, whatever you want to call it, like this kind of ish. So yeah, this is stout. Again, the light bar is super light, right? So we don't have to go overkill. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to get longer hardware and go through here and go through here. And even if I have to push kind of and go past this, I could drill all the way through and just take this off. And you guys will see. It's going to be kind of interesting, but what I'll do is I'll drill through this, and I'll get a fender washer or something like that to, anyways, I have some ideas. So I'm going to go with some longer hardware, some washers, stuff like that. And it's going to be pretty cool because I'm going to use the existing mounts it comes with. Actually, here, let me stop for a second. I'm not using any mounts. I'm literally going to get those screws, which are going to be these ones right here. I'm leaving right now to take these to the hardware store. So these ones right here it comes with. I'm going to get these significantly longer, and I'm literally going to go straight into the light. Oh, just a little update. So we're going to try some of this hardware here. These are 35 millimeters long, I think. And they're 8 by 1.5. So what I did is I used the existing hole like I was telling you guys about. I fed it through the back, and then I double stacked some washers on the back of that. Gonna do our first test fit. And then also I took these plastic pieces of golf right here. They just have these little push clips. And I drilled through the backside. And the reason I did that is obviously you need a way to tighten these. And then this whole cover is just gonna sit and cover this whole thing up. So even though it sucks to kind of cut and drill into the truck, I thought I was gonna have more of that, like that feeling of like, oh, I don't know. But just you guys wait, because you're gonna be in just a few minutes. I'm not even done yet, and I feel very confident. A few minutes once I show you guys the grill shutters. The grill shutters opening and closing, those are gonna work just fine, and that's gonna block off like most of the air. We're only missing like 2 of them. Not a big deal. Plus the light bar is gonna be there in the middle, help kind of further deflecting that air, right? That's gonna work. Light bar's gonna work. Everything's awesome, right? And so it's all coming together. It's just a matter of time. I know I'm envisioning what I want at the end of the day, and I'm gonna make it happen. So, oh well, no one else has done this, but I just want to show you guys real quick. Again, just the flat shelf here is all we've cut here. We've removed these 2 that came out, and then like I said, we're using that bottom hole, putting the screws in here. So we'll see what happens. Just want to show you guys what I've gotten so far done. This is going to be pretty close to the final product. So this is what you're going to see when you look through the grill. All of the cutting, all the shaving, all that stuff's not going to matter. You're not going to see any of it. This is all going to be covered up. Even this hole on this side will be covered up by the front sensor. Well, as you guys can tell, it's dark outside. Got my DeWalt light and all my janky stuff thrown everywhere here. So just finished up doing a couple things, right? So I added, I think I might trim this bolt off. I added this like L bracket that actually goes inside the fins, like just to, I don't know how to explain it, but there's like fins on the back of this thing, and that was perfect. Like I found it in the garage, and anyways, I kind of made it work. Could have done something again, something different, cleaner, I don't know. Well, when we put the grill on, which I'm going to do next and do a little quick test fit, I think it's going to hide most of this anyway. But what that does is it keeps this from going up and down, and then obviously left to right. Like if you grab this entire thing, it's not going anywhere. The other thing is, you know, I added a little bit of Loctite on each side because, again, I threaded it in a lot, most of the way actually, if not all of the way with these. But I just want to make sure they weren't going to go anywhere. So again, that's additional, that's there. I'll put these covers back on to cover up my holes, my access holes, if you will. But the cool thing is, and I'm sure all you guys are thinking this, there's only 2 sets, and they're on the floor, of grill shutters that are taken out. So essentially, when these things turn on, that's it. I mean, it's literally going to be almost is the same thing as when I don't know, was doing before, I guess. And obviously the cool thing is, like, the light bar itself is kind of blocking most of where the air needs to go. So yeah, there's like little pockets, but for the most part, this is going to do what it was intended and designed to do. So I'm super excited about that. That's awesome. I really think that's about it. Now it's just to put the wiring. I have the wire kind of coming up through the top here. So I'm going to open that up, zip tie it out of the way, and then test fit the grill and just keep going. It's the first time we're putting the grill on. So, I mean, you can see the light bar right here. It's perfect. And I like that it's the spot pattern. So this is kind of the final product before everything is going to go back on. I've done none of the wiring. It's obviously really dark outside right now. So I'm going to take care of the wiring tomorrow. Even though I'm excited to see the light bar, probably wait till the next day. It's a little cold. I also threw in here, you can actually see this really well on camera, is the these little amber lights, and they're pointing downwards, which I'm okay with. So we'll see what kind of comes from that. You can get several different bolt light colors and stuff like that. So if I run these like I did on my old truck and I like it, great. And then I also figured, you know, I could always, the holes didn't look that horrible, I could always take them out, or replace them with like some white ones and then tie it into the light bar where they're always off until the light bar's on. So I have options. I was a little undecided on whether to do those or not, so I just went ahead and drilled them. I also forgot to show you guys, like I said, these things that went on, these covers. They did exactly, I mean, it's dark, but they did exactly what I was telling you. It completely covered the hole, the access hole, which is about this area. So it doesn't look all chopped up, even if, I mean, you'll never see in there anyways, but there's better lighting on this side. And you can tell, I mean, you can't see anywhere where I had the access hole anymore because this little panel is covering it. So stuff like that, once you dive into it, and if you never plan on taking the front of your truck apart again, like, you're never gonna see any of that. Pretty much done for the night, but I just wanted to test the light bar since we're at, you know, this stage, and well, it works. It's hard to tell, but yeah, this thing's definitely almost as bright, if not brighter, than my old light bar. I can't wait to get this thing out in like an open area. That's it, all finished up. You can see the light bar. You can see right where it's positioned. It's pretty sweet. Ran the wires up through the grommet where underneath the seat. So that's right where the light bar, all the wires and stuff are up and through there. That's the same grommet that if any of you guys have put amp steps on the truck, that's where they tell you to go up through. And then I got the little amber lights here. Those are pretty cool. Have those to the LED running lights. So those are awesome. Got it all wired up. I'm gonna tie up some of these wires the next couple days here. I'm not planning on driving the truck, but I'm gonna make these all nice, get those cleaned up, get them tied up out of the way. But everything's back here, everything's super clean. Spent a ton of extra time to make sure that every little detail was taken care of, and I didn't want to see any wires, and I wanted it done perfect. So this light bar is literally one with the truck. It does not move at all, and it's pointing in the correct direction. We'll take a look at, like I said, I ran the wire back behind the fender liner and stuff through the engine bay underneath the truck, and then I ran it up underneath here. So that's those two purple wires going to the left or to the amp steps, and then to the right there's that one that goes here. I left a little bit of slack. There's already like giant openings in the carpet, and then we're gonna just double-sided tape that there, and then all I gotta do is reach underneath the seat and hit this. If not, there's like 3 wires in here I can splice into, and then I could just do like a tap and then go to do something else, like around the center console area. If I really want to, I could still tap off of this as an ignition source. You know, this would still be a master switch, right? You have to leave it on for the current to pass through. But anyways, I could take that off. There's a ton of options is what I'm getting at. I'm not just stuck. But I was like, you know what? I'll hit the button underneath the seat for now. I don't use the light bar very often. And the only time I'm gonna be using it really is like, you know, getting off late on a Friday, heading to the desert, towing the trailer, and you're like, I can't see. Well, I'm gonna reach underneath there, click it, find my parking spot, and turn it off. So not a big deal to just reach down and hit that. And again, it's completely out of sight, out of mind. And I don't have to cut up my dash or anything like that I have to stare at every day. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna turn this off, and then I'm gonna do a little light show, if you will, and that's it. All right, I kind of wanted to show you guys during the daytime what this looked like. So here's something kind of close up of what it looks like in the daytime, what you can expect to see behind the truck grill. Again, up nice and close. You can see you got the black hardware right here, and light bar's just, again, super snug. It's not moving anywhere. All the grill shutters are able to work. And you guys can see the amber LED bolt lights. I'll make sure to put those in the description below. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Again, I'm no professional by any means on like wiring stuff, mounting light bars, whatever. This is just what I did. Good luck to you guys. If you got any questions, well, comment it down below. I'll try to help as best I can. Catch you guys later.